Hi, this is Scott Garibay, and today we're going to talk specifically about the end of the American dream of renewable energy. All right. So, wait, what happened to the American dream of renewable energy, Scott? Well, Vladimir Putin stole it, and we're going to catalog that now because the first task of building a golden path to a bright American future is to make sure we have a list of everything that has to be restored. All right? Everything that was stolen. We have to make a list of everything that was stolen. And I guess some things we may never get back. We're just going to maybe find the justice for what was stolen rather than actually be remunerated or have that thing restored. But we have reached the end of the American dream for renewable energy. So there's quite a few Americans who had a dream of renewable energy, and it was wind and solar. Those are the energies that had won out. And so a lot of Americans were like, hey, we need to transition from fossil fuels, and we need to transition to wind and solar. So we're going to have these big windmills that churn around and make some energy, and we're going to have some solar panels. We're going to have a lot of them. We're going to have a lot of both, right? And so Americans were excited. There were some Americans who were excited about this, right? And but that dream is gone, right? And the reason why is we're in the Vladimir Putin world now, right? So actually, the renewable energies was a cool plan in the pre-Vladimir Putin world, where Americans didn't have to worry about the security of what they used for energy, not hyper concerned about what they used for. What is the security of our energy? I'm hyper concerned about that now, right? And so here's why we can't use wind or solar at this point, right? So Vladimir Putin has made the world very clear to everyone. He's like, hey, I have a 40-mile long siege military convoy, old war siege. I'm gonna walk my stuff to your country, just roll it on tracks, right? Airplanes and troop carriers, they don't matter. I'll just roll my entire military convoy to your country. And when I get there, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to take my tanks and I'm going to roll over every windmill you set up, the renewable energy windmill you set up, and I'm going to have my soldiers bayonet every single panel on your solar on your solar panels, right? I'm just going to tear it all down because you put it above ground, right? It's all easily destroyable from old world siege military tactics, right? He's just I'm just going to roll my entire convoy up there. And you're like, well, there's the Bering Strait. And he's like, oh, that's 55 miles. I can just set up a floating bridge and I can literally walk my entire 40-mile convoy of tanks, troop transports, and I can put them in New York pretty quick. Right? It's really not a problem. The problems of Ukraine can be on your doorstep as soon as I choose to put them there, right? That's what we live now, right? And so he has stolen this American dream of renewable energy because it would be very foolish for us to build a single windmill or to set up any solar panels because they're all easily destroyable by an occupying force. Right, which Vladimir Putin said, I could put an occupying force in your country very, very swiftly, right? And if you want to know what it looks like, I'm showing you right now in Ukraine, right? So we just can't and a lot of Americans are like, well, Scott, maybe we shouldn't move away from renewables, but Vladimir Putin has told us, your energy source needs to be secure, right? And you're like, oh wait, coal and oil are in the ground and they are as hard to dig up to destroy as they are to use. And wait a second, in America we got a crap ton of coal and oil sitting under our ground, right? And also Vladimir Putin has said, you better get your energy in your own country, right? Because you really can't trust any other developed nations. I'm putting you on notice that developed nations can have embassies and diplomats. They can look like they're a part of the civilized global community. At any point, they can rip their mask off and show you that they're an 8th century barbaristic leader, right? And and that they can roll troops directly, roll tanks and armored transports filled with troops, armored troops, that have ARs, SMGs, MGs, the whole Ps, the whole nine, right? Like, you're like, oh my gosh, wow, ugh, that's not good, right? So we need a secure energy source. Well, coal and oil is and we need lots of it. Coal and oil is in the ground. We need lots of it from our own nation. I think Alaska's sitting on a sea of it. The Midwest is sitting on a sea of it. I think there's a good bit of it right where I live in Pennsylvania. We can slurp it up like a straw because we have the tech now, right? Like, so renewable energies would really be incredibly foolish for anyone to set up a single windmill or put any silly, solar panels on top of their house. Now, I have to admit to you, I was not one of the Americans that had this dream of renewable energy, right? I am no less offended by what Vladimir Putin has stolen. He has stolen the dream of renewable energies from every American. And here's the thing, right? Who were the Americans who had the dream of renewable energy? Well, they wear Birkenstocks and they eat hummus and they drive hatchbacks, right? And here's the thing. And here's the thing. No one has the right to steal any dream from any red, white, and blue-blooded American. It's wrong, right? Even if these Americans, wear Birkenstocks, even if they eat hummus, even if they drive hatchbacks, right? It's wrong to steal their dreams because they're Americans. They are my American brothers and my American sisters, and I will never forget that Vladimir Putin stole this dream from them. Right? That dream was a legitimate dream for them. They really believe, they were desirous of clean, like their kids being able to like take a deep breath, and it'd be like and it would just smell of butterflies and unicorns, right? And that's gone now, man. It's gone, right? We're on notice. Vladimir Putin has shown us the shape of the world. Windmills and solar panels are not going to do it in the Vladimir Putin world. And what is going to do it is the incredibly strong, incredibly reliable infrastructure we've built that uses incredibly secure energy that is literally protected by mountains of earth, right? Like by tons of earth, coal and oil, and that is and that we already have a infrastructure that's built to distribute, right? Because we're not going to be able to rely on the global economy, right, on a global market to supply us all the things we need to build a new infrastructure. We are struggling to even keep the infrastructure we have available. The idea of building new infrastructure, shiny new green infrastructure, in a Vladimir Putin world where global markets have been shut down and the entire world is on notice that they could be shut down in 24 hours, right, is ludicrous, right? And how dare Vladimir Putin steal this American dream, even from Americans who eat hummus? They still count. They're still Americans, right? They still have red, white, and blue bald eagle blood running through their veins, and no one has the right to take their dreams of, breaths of butterfly and unicorn away from their children. It's wrong. No one gets to steal anything from any American. And Vladimir Putin is doing incredible evil in this world, and it is wrong. And the biggest labor right now is not to forget a single dot or tittle of what he is writing into the world right now. We have to make a record because the revisionists are coming, right? They're going to try to tell you that what happened didn't happen. Don't forget. Vladimir Putin came for the hummus-eating Americans, and I will never forget it. He had no right to do it. That's my opinion. What's your opinion? I'd love to hear your thoughts. Let me know in the comments below. Please consider liking and subscribing, and have a wonderful millennium.